Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The message behind saying the title "The Heavyweight Podcast" is to be able to say that we can weigh in on some heavy shit. You know, what we're talking about is important from every aspect of it. It's a heavy weight. It's not just about physical weight, but the weight of things that can weigh our minds. So I think it's dope that we can have this conversation. What's good? This is episode 109 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am Stutter McFly with these three guys. Go ahead and state your name for the beautiful people out here.
Hurricane Jack Ellis. Hurricane Jack Ellis.
Hurricane Jack. It's your boy Mo Lethal.
Hey, and they call me Hunter.
How are your weeks?
Mr. Jack?
Can you see it in my face?
No, we can't.
Oh, I'm tired. But
I mean, to be fair, if you're asking us to see it in your face, and that's how you usually look on the podcast, would that mean you're always
How
tired?
can we different?
yes. Yes. But it's good. I'm good. Can't complain. I don't know. This has been one of those weeks like that for me.
My week started off great. My daughter's birthday. She turned 6.
Oh, nice.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
And,
birthday.
she let everybody know it was her birthday, and she expected a gift from everybody she ran into. This is her mother's child, and then I fucked around. And I ate a cupcake, because we took cupcakes to the school on Tuesday for her birthday.
That's what happened.
And I ate a cupcake that came back home from the school. And then I got sick the next day, and I realized that was not a smart move. Why did I eat a cupcake that was in a kid's class?
That's what I was going to ask you when you texted me that. And I said, I want to ask, how the fuck did he get like a cold? Like,
I said, it was not smart. We should do them cupcakes in the trash. But she came back home with like 3 cupcakes, and I'm like, I'm not going to waste this money. I'm going to eat this cup, but I should throw them shit away.
Yeah, they went through the whole petri dish.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about it. I said, I don't know how many hands touched that cupcake for.
Damn. How much saliva came out of all those kids' mouths right dropping on that shit?
Sneezing, not covering their nose, sneezing all over everything.
So, the last couple of days has been a little rough, but I'm getting better.
I don't miss that. One bit. Getting sick every other week because they bring something home from school. Damn outbreak monkeys.
Oh, and she going through a growth spurt, and I said she disrespectful. I said, I just bought you these shoes and clothes. You disrespectful. I said, you're going to be flooding, and your feet going to hurt all year. Keep playing with me.
You ain't doing that.
What about you, Hunter?
Good.
My week was pretty good. My typical weeks. Nothing fancy, nothing going on.
So it sounds like you miss us.
Oh, I do miss you guys. That ain't no lie. I don't mind saying that.
Like I said, you have all our numbers. You could have called.
Motherfucker, I'm talking about we can't talk like we used to talk. Shit.
Why? I ain't doing shit.
I'm really not doing shit.
First off, I'm on a whole different work schedule, so that's a big part of it.
No one told you to do that but you.
You ain't getting no bail shot to you on this one.
Right? You need to take accountability for your actions, sir. Don't put the blame on us.
I'm not blaming you motherfuckers for shit. I'm just saying I miss talking to you guys. But, since you're going to be that way, fuck all y'all.
Damn. Yeah. I ain't say nothing, man.
Oh, my bad. Fuck you, Maurice.
Be careful, Hunter. You remember last time you smelled some, you sent off some stray bullets and he took offense to it. You didn't like it.
I didn't do nothing, but I'm just chilling. I gotta fuck you too.
Oh, I rephrased it. Didn't you hear me rephrase it? I said, "Oh, you right, yeah. Andy. Fuck you, Maurice."
It is what it is. Huh? It is what it is. Start of your week, sir.
It's been shit. I got into it with those wonderful state people to get my paper. The EDD. They didn't want to pay me.
When you say that, I started thinking like CHP and shit. I was like, what the fuck, nigga, was you? Something just flying.
So they claim they try to reach out, which I know is not true. They try to reach out to let me know that they wanted to know if I got paid for my job, my place of employment for the first 2 weeks, and they claim they try to reach out, even though they have all these wonderful ways to get in contact with me. They even have a website portal or whatever to reach out with messaging and all that, and they never reached out. So I had to do some extra tactics in order to fucking actually get in touch with them. I went through the Spanish speaking option, and the girl wasn't too happy about that when she picked up, and then the wife answered and clarified for me, and she felt some type of way, and then they got into it, and then she actually ended up helping me out, and I ended up getting my paper. So that was but I had to. That's bad that you had to go through so much fucking.
No, that was for you to get what you wanted. If you didn't have something for them, shit.
Yeah.
So you went through the Spanish side to get a live operator.
Yeah, because for 2 weeks I tried to talk to them, and they wouldn't. Every time you try to call, they will hang up the phone immediately and claim that everyone's busy. And I start like right at the time they open, and they never get through. And I had to go through that in order to actually, and without the first fucking time through the Spanish speaking side, you can get right through.
Wow.
So anybody out there trying to figure that shit out, there goes your tip. Because for 2 weeks, nothing.
So wow.
Right.
You know. We have a lot of Hispanics here. I thought it would be just as hard.
It almost. I don't know.
That's dope. Good to know.
But I got there, then I took Ava to her dentist appointment. It was her first time actually getting actual work done on her mouth for the first time, and they had to numb her mouth, and apparently we thought it was an allergic reaction, and it wasn't an allergic reaction. It was trauma because they had to put a mouth guard in order to keep her mouth open so they can work on her mouth, and it caused trauma. And then she started chewing on her inside of her lip because it was numb, and then her whole lip swelled up. Looked like she got into a fight with Tyson. So we went through that, and I had to go back to the doctor or the dentist yesterday to make sure that it wasn't an allergic reaction. And then it's her birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday to my eldest, who turns 8 today.
Happy birthday.
That's what I've been on, and I just been hitting the gym 2 hours a day and just not paying attention to shit, zoning out. So I don't even know what's happening in the world. I other than here and there, you guys have talked the most in depth about was it Hurricane Hillary, and I don't even pay attention to that. So I just been zoned out. I was zoned the fuck out. So anywho, expect new music. Let's go ahead and get the festivities started. And the first topic comes to us, and it's: do you let your spouse know when you are leaving and arriving from places?
I think it depends for me. I don't do it all the time. Like if I'm like, do you mean like just normal shit? Like I'm leaving for work and going to
normal stuff.
I mean, she sees me when I leave for work. And
so do you let her know when you take a shit too?
She knows that. The whole house knows that.
Like, it was a funky one. That was a 2-flusher. God, I had to use half the air freshener bottle. It was.
I don't do that.
But I was thinking of you, babe, when I took that shit.
Let it marinate.
What?
But I think if I'm doing something that's like outside of my norm, I do. Like if it's outside of like what I normally do. Especially if I travel somewhere, because I'll leave without her sometimes. So yeah. In that regard.
Yeah, the way when I brought it up, because it's this fact that, life can change all of a sudden and you just might not make it to your destination.
Yeah.
So, that would at least give them an idea of where you're going or where you were heading and what direction you were going.
But then I'd be texting her all the time. Just driving.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you should not be texting and driving, bruh. That is illegal and against the law.
Most illegal act, like, hey, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do tell her well, she knows when I'm leaving for work. I do text her when I'm coming home. When I'm leaving home, when I'm on my way home from work. But other than that, I don't really tell her when I'm coming home. I text her. She knows when I'm leaving, but then again, my wife has my location, so she always knows where I'm at anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That shit was creepy.
So you're Khalid?
What? Oh.
What? No.
She don't have to send that shit. It's there.
I don't have to send it. It's already there. It's constantly there. So wherever my phone is or my watch is, she knows where I'm at.
Yeah, that was creepy. When she was
Why
like,
that
yeah,
creepy?
Hunter, cause that day when I had your phone.
Oh yeah, she knew where you were at.
She knew where I was at. I was like, yeah, I don't like that shit.
But why? I mean, it works. I mean, she shares her location with me. So the other day she lost her phone. I said, bet money. I opened up the app. I said, yo, this is where your phone's at. We walked right up to her phone and got it. Goes both ways.
Where was the phone?
Funny story. So last week was my daughter's first week at school. And every day she came home with one less item. One day she came home without a shirt. I said, where's your shirt? The next day she came home without a sweater. Then she lost a whole lunch pail. I don't know how you lost a whole lunch pail. So anyway, we were searching the lost and found for her stuff, and we found her items. And my wife dropped her phone in the lost and found. So her phone was in the lost and found. So we had to go back to the lost and found to get her phone.
I lost my stuff in the lost stuff.
So,
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly, I don't mind sharing locations. I don't do nothing shady. I don't go nowhere anyway. So it's not like she don't know where I'm at.
I think it's more of a principle. If I was gonna, just because of the location shit, I just think it's a principle. It's like, you need a tracker on me. So,
it's not a tracker.
That's personal issues. I think it's therapy things for me.
Well, for me, I mean, for us, it's just like if something happens, she knows where I'm at.
I get it, but I feel like, it's a therapy thing. I think it's something I need to talk to my therapist about. But yeah, I don't like that sharing my location shit.
I mean, you can always turn it off.
On me.
Yeah, sometimes because we used to have it, but I don't know. I think it was our old plan that we dropped it off or some shit. I don't know, or it might be because I don't have an Apple. Whatever, but it does, like, if you're trying to do surprises or something like that, kind of hinders that if you don't.
No, you can
when you turn it off. What'd you turn that off for? What was you doing? Like,
right? That's the thing about it. He was like, you can turn it off, but the moment you turn it off, you're gonna be suspicious.
Like, that's where it gets like, oh,
what's her name, huh? You like, what are you talking about? What's her name?
K Jewelers.
You said that because recently I now share all my location with all my siblings, and I have their locations.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, so I know exactly where my brothers and sisters are at all times.
Pull up.
I mean, granted,
too long in that bathroom yesterday, pimp.
I mean, it ain't like that. It just gives you the general area. It will give you like the house they're in or the location they're in, but they won't give you like the exact spot. But I'm saying, like, my brother is 300 miles away, my sisters are 800 miles away. Ain't like I'm gonna pull up on them.
Isn't it funny if it showed you a whole blueprint of their layout of their house, and it just it's like, I know you spend a lot of time in this particular location in your house.
They're gonna make a premium like that. Watch, they're gonna make a premium.
You might want to get that checked out.
To the exact
you don't think
spot.
that could go bad like that? Like, well, not with your siblings, but like, I feel like if you do that with too many people, you're like, hey man, you was near me and you just like,
say hi. You was up the street. Wait, what?
I called you. You just ignored this shit.
I would only give it to people who need it. So that way, in case if I'm somewhere and something happens, then I have. If they contact, they know.
Yeah.
Because when they contact, it tells you the longitude and latitude, so they can tell the police, no, he was at this exact spot the last time I talked to him.
Kevin, you got a new phone, right?
Yeah.
So when you do like maps and shit, does it like, since it folds, like How's that layout?
It's a big ass screen. Like it's kind of cool.
You bought the Fold?
Yeah. What do you call it? Not layaway. What do you call it with the installments? Yeah.
That's typical. That ain't nothing to be ever be ashamed of. As much as these motherfuckers be charging.
No one said ashamed of us.
The phone costs as much as a goddamn laptop nowadays.
I was like, nah, bro.
As long as it's 0%,
soon,
that's all I care about.
Yeah. But yeah, it's big. I like it. It's weird because you can do two.
Yeah, it's basically just two phones put together. Shit.
No, you can put like 3 or 4 different screens on it. Like
no, I'm saying the size of it. The size of it is 2 phones.
Yeah, but the little thing is little.
That's what she said.
Pause. I'm gonna just stop.
Whoa.
No. Yeah, I can't do the location sharing thing. I can't. I'll tell you where I'm at. I'll tell you where I'm going. Well, I know that. That's why I asked that question because, it comes down to an individual thing too.
I just feel like I'm the type that's gonna be like, shit, I should have shared my location. There'd be some fucked up situation. I should have just shared that. Now it's too late. Like, can't reach it now.
I live a very boring life. Most of the time I'm out doing something, she's with me anyway. And I just go to work and come home. I don't and I go to the gym. That's about all I do. So I don't do much.
Yeah.
I have seen her. I have had her working because we had it in the car. And I had to call Amanda one time because her parents had gotten in an accident and she went to see them. And then I looked and I was like, Amanda, you can't do 90 on the street. Like, you have to slow down. You can't get in an accident going to see if they're okay. So I get the safety part of it.
That's
She's
funny.
Like, you're right. You're right.
Eric, when you say that, Maurice, when you say that you have like the boring life, I was like, so if you're saying a person that's like wild, that does some wild shit, really needs to have it turned off because when they find this phone and their location is on and there's some weird, questionable situation and maybe they drop dead or something, it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna explain this shit. I don't know why I was here with these clowns and midgets. They ask a lot of questions when they get here.
Is a circus in town this week?
I'm not gonna lie. That's a big reason why I can't have it. Shit.
Because you be doing some shit you ain't supposed to?
Yeah, you should just shut up.
Sound like that's what you made
that sound like.
What it sound like to me?
This happened on the balcony of the Golden Nugget. I can't explain it.
I mean, if I knew I was honestly being tracked like that, even if I did it, I would just start leaving my phone everywhere.
Damn.
This. So instead of doing right,
like,
you just.
Why is there cocaine on the ceiling?
This motherfucker said I wouldn't do right. I would just make it look like it's so hard to figure out what I'm doing. That's basically what he said. Wow.
I'd be like, oh, did I leave my phone at home? My bad.
This motherfucker glued chicken nuggets to his booty cheeks. Why?
No.
You got some issues, nigga. I'll tell you. I wouldn't do right. I just create elaborate schemes as to what I don't have my phone. All right.
No, but yeah.
All right. Oh boy, I don't know. It has been a while since I talked to you guys, so maybe my brain just all over the place today. So the next topic is something shared by our well-known comedian Kevin. It was millennial dads are tripling the time spent with their kids compared to their fathers. And in further detail, in 1982, approximately 43% of fathers confessed to never change a diaper. However, in recent times, the figure has plummeted to around 3%. Studies indicate that as fathers participate in dressing, diapering, bathing their infants, the bond between their father and child strengthens significantly throughout the child's growth. Furthermore, the research underscores the commitment of millennial fathers to achieving a more balanced sharing of parenting responsibilities within their household. A study conducted in 2017 revealed that contemporary fathers dedicated an extra 30 minutes to day household chores compared to their fathers. Additionally, that they are investing more of their time in their children than previous generations did.
Do.
Less.
Hell yeah, we do.
I can contest to that, yeah.
I definitely know some people who I've heard like, I never changed a diaper. I'll be like, how did you do that?
Well, I mean, that whole topic is me right there. Because I'm a Gen X.
Diapers?
No, I'm saying that I'm a Gen X and my kids are millennials. And I see how the way they are with their kids versus how I was with them.
You never been pissed or shitted on? Can you really say you're a dad? You know?
No. You ain't never had to go.
Yeah, you never had to dodge a stream? Like,
no. Oh no, I
have girls, so I never had to dodge a stream.
I dodged a stream. I dodged a stream from Ava. That was projectile shit. I fuck around and drop the diaper.
Doo-doo is different, yeah.
And I heard a gurgling sound, and that shit shut out. So, shit, I died. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Phoenix pooped in my hand, so it was.
Was it warm?
It was very warm, and it was that point. It was either fuck up the carpet, or just hold it. I just held it. At this point, we're gonna just hold this so I can.
Yeah, get it. I'm right. Graceland can shit in the toilet, and for some reason, one day she shit in front of the toilet. Like, why did you do that? What the hell did you do that for?
Oh, I mean, so.
Did you ever just look sometimes and go, why?
I still do that shit today. I do that shit today. Why? I'm like, what in your mind made you make this decision? Like, what's your thought process here? To this day, I'm like, what?
It's completely reactionary. You gotta love it sometimes.
Why? But I will say, part of my the majority of my fathering is trying to give her the experiences that I lacked as a child.
That's what I wonder if it's what it is.
So I try to make sure I am involved as possible, even in the things that make me super uncomfortable to this day. Like, I don't know why she always wants me to bathe her. I don't know what that is. It creeps me out when my wife she just likes the time with you. I'm like, yeah, but it don't feel like I should be doing this. Like,
you need to stop that shit. That's your kid.
I know it's my kid. I know it's my kid. She's my flower.
But you shouldn't have no thoughts
I feel
like
that. Her mother should be tending to her, not me.
Oh, you shouldn't have no thoughts like that. That's the part I hate about society at times. When it comes to your kids, you should never.
I know it's innocent, but somebody, if she go to school and tell somebody some shit like that, that's where my brain is.
Yeah, I wish
right, and that's why I say that's the part
Did you bathe your child? I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
get your ass out of my face.
Right.
As a rebuttal, you just be like, yeah, unlike your stinky ass kids, and then now it turns into something else.
Dirty ass. Now you knuckling up.
That really is fucked up about how we are. But no, like I said, I see it. My oldest, he has 2 kids now, and the things he do and the time he spends is, I'm proud of him for doing that. No, but I think what that we're talking about, that happens every generation. Like my parents was just.
But I can also understand. Shit. I can understand your generation too, Hunter, because this shit is exhausting.
Yeah, but like I feel like in that time they were a lot. What is it? The latchkey and all that, where everybody, like I feel like our parents and stuff had to work. They had to make ends meet, and like. I think as our generation goes, we are learning how to earn more and be able to put away, or people learning how to invest or
or doing AI emojis.
I
don't think it's necessarily just because we earn more. I just think that most of us want our kids to have experiences that we didn't have.
Right.
Like we want them to. And instead of just knowing that we love them, we want them to feel love, because you can tell a child you love them and buy them everything in the world, but like I always say, it's the time you spend with them that's going to matter the most. That's what makes them feel loved.
But I just mean in that regard, because you can take more time and stuff off and like that, because you got certain. It felt like there was more I guess that generation just didn't take time off, maybe, because I know how people keep their vacation. Like, oh, I got 387 hours. You're like, well, take vacation, man. Like, that's what it's for.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Because I mean, you take the generation above me. I spent more time with my kids than my mom spent with me. And then my boys spend more time with their kids than I spent with them.
Hey, do you spend more time with the grandkids than you do with them? Because I noticed that too. Like,
no,
it feels like
I wish I could spend more time with the grandkids.
With them.
I wish I could spend more time with the grandkids. With the grandkids, you kind of make it more important. Because instead of you having it every single day, it's kind of spread out. So when you try to make it really worthwhile when the grandkids are around, versus when you wake up every single day and your kid's beating you in the face, you kind of just get to a point where you're just like,
Happy belated to the neighborhood Nipsey Hussle, the late great Nipsey Hussle, but they used to kids always equate love to time.
Yeah. Like when I see my son with pictures and everything of the things they do together, I'm like, I'm proud of him because, he takes that time to do that.
Oh, I don't know who said it, but it's like the guy said. He said, "To you, it's just a Tuesday. To them, it's their childhood." So you got to think about that when you don't want to play whatever game or because I have to play with dolls all the time now. And then I'm always the villain. I don't know why I'm always the villain, but I'm always the villain. And then she always has to defeat me.
Because nigga, you the villain.
But I try to be mindful of that because even when I don't necessarily feel up to playing, or I try to at least give her some of my time every day because it's important. I understand it's important for her.
Yeah, time is important. I mean,
that it is very important.
This is the first time out of the 3 children I've had that I've actually taken my paternal bonding leave. And I'm actually trying to enjoy it for the full 8 weeks, as opposed to before it was like, I can't afford to take that time off. Now I'm like, fuck it, make it work.
Yeah,
actually be around them, spend some time.
I think and that time is actually really important too, because I made sure of it. Because like at first I was working and I saved it for a certain time, and like I noticed it with Kindle. When I would go to work and come home, it was like a different like relationship. And then when I took those weeks off and stayed home, like and had the time to just hold her and walk around and just be me and her, like you could tell like the difference in just how it was between me and her. Like she was cool, just chilling. Like as opposed to when I was coming home, it was like, nah, you've been gone all day. Like I don't want to mess with you right now. Like you could tell like the difference. So hell yeah, I'm happy you're doing that. I'm happy you're doing that.
And I never got to do that before, so I'm trying to make the most of it.
It's like Kevin said about latchkey kids. I was a big time latchkey kid.
Hell yeah. Like I'm an old person now where I'm like, I used to walk 3 miles. I did in Rialto.
I was fortunate enough to actually, I had got, maybe she was 3 months and I had got hurt at work. So from the time she was like 3 months until right before 1, I was actually home with her all the time because I was hurt. So I wasn't working. So it was just me and her at the crib. And we grew a lot. We bonded a lot in that time there. So I had a lot of her under 1 time was with me, and I enjoyed it until about 6 months when she started crawling. I said, "Oh my God, I can't chase your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get gates fast enough. Had to cart off everything."
And I wonder if like those older generations look at it and they got to be feeling the same. How you're saying, pat us on the back for that, because that shit is important, man. Like I'm happy to be doing that. It's cool shit in the world.
For what I gather from the older generation is they always say the notion pretty much is we did the best we could with what we had.
No, yeah. I'm not saying the shit on them like that, nothing like that. But I'm saying they go do that, do that.
So hold on, Kevin, you're Gen X or millennial?
I'm like the ass in the millennial.
We're at the
really
the beginning, not the S in the beginning.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. You know,
still got ass whoopings and stuff. And
I still deny
played outside.
And Maurice, you're a millennial too?
That's what they say, but I got old school raising.
Well, that's because you got raised by grandparents. So
yeah, I had to be home before the street lights. I got my ass beat for everything. I had responsibilities.
Oh, you can't act like millennials didn't get their ass whooped.
Oh no, they did. I mean, I can't. I beat the hell out of my kids, but I just, Maurice is a millennial that was raised by boomers, so it makes sense, but when you say the older generation, yeah.
I think my grandparents were before boomers. They were born in the 20s. They were literally born in my grandma. She God bless her soul. She would turn 97 this year if she was still.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So I want to say boomer. Nigga. This is right after World War One. This
okay.
World War II.
No. So. Well, yeah. It's when I hear you guys say older generation, that's why I'm like, I am that older generation.
I'm talking about people. I'm talking like my parents, like both born in the 60s and the late 50s. Because I think my dad was born in 59.
Yeah, the boomers. That was boomer's age.
And my mom was born in 64, I think. My mom
was born in
63 because my mom turned 60 this year.
And my mom was born in 49.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's like you said, I don't know. I wish I spent more time with my mom. I wish my mom was around more, but
how the hell is that?
What?
I guess. Oh, because my dad was born in 45.
Mm-hmm. What?
And he was I don't know. He was tough and stern, but he didn't like whooping my ass. So like if he had to, he would, but he was more about disciplinary, like put me in check, kind of trying to show me I guess different alternatives to discipline. Like for him, his way of disciplining me was to make sure I stayed my ass outside. So I couldn't play, video games or be on TV or inside. But I could be outside playing basketball if all else. Like I can go shoot hoops, but that was the only thing. It wasn't like I guess it would be like much needed in this time that we're in now. Like how kids would rather be inside than out.
But see that always trips me out because how can I say this? We say we want our kids to do that, but we don't let our kids do that.
Shit. Come over here. Take your ass outside if you want to.
No, I'm talking about the way we were outside versus the way the kids are outside now.
No, we can do that. No.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta realize, in sixth grade, nigga, I was riding my bike 20 miles to the other side of town to grandma's house. So
it's so crazy to me because it's not the same. Like I feel like
we can't do that.
We have been trained to believe it's more dangerous than it's definitely not. Like it's definitely not. It's just
we don't want to take the chance.
We see it, and they put it in our face. Like, because I always think about it, I'm like, there was kids just going missing, and like they just didn't find them, motherfuckers.
Right.
And, you didn't even find out about it until you're like, oh, it's 3 weeks ago. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's crazy.
I almost got kidnapped twice.
I feel the same way too with it, where I'm like, nah, you ain't going way over there. Like, you better tell me where you go. I'll drop you off,
I got almost kidnapped twice.
That's in Indiana?
Yeah. I remember both times. One, this van pulled up on the side.
Never mind.
I remember that because you said that and it like triggered something. Crazy. But I remember the one time I was on a corner. I don't remember what I was doing exactly. And this van pulls up and they were saying something to me. I don't remember the conversation, but I remember my mama just started screaming my name. Just screaming my name. Get over here. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she was moving towards me, and I remember that. And then I don't remember everything else after that. And then I remember another time I was walking with a friend and a van pulled up and they were like, hey, you guys want some candy? And we were at that time, we were old enough to kind of know, like to say, fuck you, no. But it still just, got hit on, So when you have your kids, you don't want those kind of things to happen to your kids. So then you really start watching where they're going and what they're doing. And you don't let them outside as much.
I'm only laughing because I thought about. I remember I was walking home from school, and one of my dad's friends, somebody he's known his like damn near my whole life. He was picking me up. He was like, "Kevin, come get in the car," and I was like, "Nah, man. They told me not to get in the car with nobody but them." He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yep, you don't get in nobody's car.
I just walked my ass home. He was like, "He didn't get in the car with me," and they're like, "You couldn't get in with him."
You don't get in nobody's car. You don't let nobody in his house that you don't know.
It's like, you guys didn't give me the green light, so he just drove his ass over here for nothing.
Yeah, but I would never like what I was doing. Like I walked to school in kindergarten.
Yeah,
that's not happening. It's not happening. No. And then I don't think I ever rode the bus. I walked to school and then I rode my bike to school, and until I got dropped off like a year in high school and I started driving. But no, I couldn't do it because I was out as a kid. I was outside. I was outside because I knew if I was at home, I had to do some chores. There's gonna be some cleaning done, so I kept my ass outside.
You know, I see this. I see this meme that says, "Our parents really never knew how far we were riding our bicycles, huh?"
I was walking home at 4 and 5, and about to be 6 and 8. I wouldn't even imagine letting them. But I was
mailbox
4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5. I was walking home from school like.
Yeah, we got some.
I'll tell you, here. I went to when I was in kindergarten. I was going to Carson Elementary. I had to walk a block up the street, make a right, walk 2 blocks, then walk over a latrine, and then through a public park, cross the street to get to school. And I did that shit every day by myself. Now, mind you, it was other kids in the neighborhood. It was like you see a trail of kids going this way, so you knew what was up. But it was like it was just us out there. Wasn't no parents. Wasn't no escorts. It was just kids just walking through the neighborhood, walking to school.
Yeah, and you're so right about that. You know, back then, all you saw was the kids walking to school. Now you see the kids and the parents all walking to school together.
We got some of the kids that walk by themselves out here.
Well, I mean, the ratio.
The birds, they gotta count.
Shit. Like the other day, Amanda saw some. That's such a rough situation because I feel for homie, but I don't know the whole scenario. But she was out there and like some girl jumped out of a truck and was like, "I don't know this man. I don't know him." Damn. And then he was like, "This is my daughter." Like I just had to get her from the place. But she called the police. I was like, "Yeah, call the police. Fuck it." Like, yeah, because you don't know anymore. Like it's almost like you feel bad for him because he's like, "God damn."
Right? You don't know if she's acting up just to be like.
Yeah,
messed up. Like, did you give me that doll? No,
I don't know.
Stranger danger. Like, what the?
I mean, and just to think that your kid would do that and say that to you too. Oh yeah,
he must be. It must be estranged. He's trying to. Or
I think it could be like many situations. So she was probably like, because the police showed up and the way he was talking, he was all like, there was no problem. They wasn't taking the kid. He probably she.
Now when you hear the extreme conversations or the stories about like the kids that have killed their parents or tried to kill their parents or do all this because they didn't give them what they wanted, like so like, oh, you didn't give me that new iPhone, so it felt like death was the option. Like, what the hell?
Bring the smoke. I love you, but I'm shooting back.
That's just wild. I was watching you be on like Max. Anybody got HBO Max or that?
Yeah.
All the fucking they have all these things that they think you'd be obsessed with, and there's a lot of like psychological shit where it's like, oh, the people that were sociopaths or psychopaths, and like there was a girl in there that was like maybe 18, and like she had like orchestrated this whole thing to have her parents killed. And I guess they killed the mom, and the father was in a coma. So she's in the interrogation room telling them like these intruders came into the house and they did this, and that, and like so they're like the guys like the detective's like asking her these questions. He's like asking her how she got tied up, and and he's like, the more and more he talks to her, he's realizing her story don't add up to what the fuck's like how she claimed she got tied up and was held. And then eventually the father came out of the coma and was like, now my daughter was talking to the intruders like on some friendly shit, like she knew him. And that she heard, he heard the mother, being screaming and saying, please, you just keep my daughter safe, and like, and them kill, and hearing a gunshot, and like they eventually, concluded like she orchestrated this shit and had her parents killed because they told her to stay away from some boy she liked. So it's like,
damn, I was gonna say for insurance money, but damn, even nonsense shit even more. God damn.
And then like it went from her claiming like her innocence to going, well, what's gonna happen to me? Like she didn't even care about like
her parents.
Damn.
Yeah, like
she got hurt. I give her that.
Or none. She don't have a heart.
Yeah, like
that's what that's.
I'm talking about street heart.
Sure, she's probably like at this point. You would assume you would hope
that she would kind of feel some remorse. Like, nah, she was just like, well, what's going to happen to me? And then even the detective and they had the expert go, you see how she went from, she didn't try to defend anything. It was more like, well, even from the way her brain worked in the whole situation, she was worried about her in the scenario, like why her parents wouldn't let her see this guy, or why, what's going to happen to me since you guys figured out I had something to do with it. It had nothing to do with the parents. It was all self-centered. Like, wow.
Oh, she got some time.
Oh yeah, she got. I think they gave her 30 years or something like that, and she's due on parole in 2039 or something like that.
Oh, she gonna get out.
Well, what's sad about that too is the whole situation with her. But imagine how her parents feel, though.
I mean,
you said she damn near.
Not to laugh, but I was like,
one gone. Yeah, the father's probably like, God damn, how do we raise something like that?
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if he like visits her.
I would.
That's
think.
wild,
I'm pretty sure he does. If that happened to me, I would visit my daughter still.
I don't even know if I could answer that. I don't know.
I don't think I could. I don't know. I could, because it would be that realization, like you just.
I think I could, because I do think a parent's love is one of the strongest.
I've never been attempted murdered, so I can't answer that.
The way you said I would look at it was I would visit because you would still hope there would be change.
My fear would be you go see her and there's no remorse still on her face, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, then I'm sick. I'm already sick. Like you tried to take me out.
Right, but you're not going to give up on your kids though like that. You'll just come back at a later time.
For her arraignment so she can possibly get parole, and then she gets out, she still try to kill your ass.
Hey, what's the saying? Once on me something, twice and whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, I'll be living right underneath that bitch.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Mm-hmm.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah.
You're over here thinking, oh man, she's changed, and then she's like, no, I didn't change. I was just I was using your ass to get a lighter sentence. Like,
I think that's a result of her being coddled and giving everything she wanted, and then when they said no, I don't like this. It was she took rebellion to a whole different level, because kids are going to rebel at all ages. It ain't a certain age; they just get heavier with it as they get older.
And that sucks. Like I wish she would have her dad would have caught him. Oh, you tried me, huh? Wish that.
Well, I'm pretty sure she knew who the guy is. Who walked in the house and she was talking friendly to him.
Well, I'm just saying that dad got the best of him. And then was like, oh, you did this. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a plot for a movie.
Oh, it's out there already. We just don't know what movie it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'm just glad I'm past that kid shit.
Wow.
I'm enjoying it.
Enjoy it.
It's up and down. Some days I'll be like, ooh, yeah.
I'm just glad ain't no one else living in my house.
I always look at Alaric, and I look at Alaric every time the eldest two get into some shit, and I'll be like, you ain't gonna be like this, are you? You ain't gonna be like this, are you? These two be at each other's neck, like you.
Once he can get in the mix,
and he be looking at me like, you know, I am.
Well, you got it, like you said, you know, your brothers and sisters are some of your biggest influences.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. And with that age gap, oh yeah, they gonna, you know,
they gonna learn and be like, hey, go ask this. See what
Use a lark real quick to see if we can go do this.
Exactly. Hey, they gonna be using him to do dirt. Hey, Lark, go ask for some cookies.
I can see it.
You know, Daddy love you more.
Lark, tell Dad that you want to go here, and I'll take you in his car.
Oh yeah,
man, you guys keep wanting to go. That don't even seem like it's a kid thing, though. Like, oh yeah, Lark said he wanted to go. I don't know. Like, y'all plotting on me. Why would we do that, Dad?
Come on, baby. You know we ain't.
But you should give me the keys, though. You should give me the keys. You know, I'm such a good kid. I'll take them because I'm such a good kid. Like,
Dad, you're tired. No, just sit down. I got it for you.
I think you're plotting on me. I don't know why, but I do. All right, let's keep it going. So we got a Reddit story here. This one comes from the beautiful mind of Maurice Gill, aka Mo Lethal. It says, we, husband, male 38, female 38, had an argument and the children saw. This week, a disagreement between me and my husband ended with him throwing and breaking something. I took the children to a different room immediately and told them firmly this wasn't acceptable behavior. I was really shaken, and this had never happened before. Moments later, he followed us and tried to hug me. I recoiled and said no, but he kept trying, so I ended up saying repeatedly and more loudly, no, leave me alone. The children under age 5 saw it all. They don't seem to have been affected by this, but I'm worried because we never raise our voice like this and in front of them. Did I handle it wrong? Did I overreact? Is this what happens a big deal at all? Is what happened a big deal at all? Any advice appreciated? I'll
there's a
say
lot
to begin with, they have to see some sort of
things happen, yeah.
Argument. They can't just be believing that mom and dad are just these perfect people that never argue. Because then when they get older, they're going to have this unrealistic expectation of what relationships supposed to be like, and that arguments don't happen. If arguments happen, then they're just like, it is a part of it. It is somewhat healthy. I mean, like, there's degrees and levels to it, but they have to see some sort of conflict.
Yeah.
They need to understand that there's a such thing as healthy arguments.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to agree with everyone. And what's important is, the argument's not important. It's it's showing them how to resolve the arguments. What's important. And your husband's hugging you or attempting to hug you that's him attempting to apologize. And try to de-escalate the situation. So I don't necessarily think the kids will be hurt by seeing the argument. I think they can be taught a lesson in conflict resolution.
Yeah.
By how you resolve the argument.
And like you were saying with coddling, like, I feel like her worriness about it happening and like literally trying to protect them from seeing it kind of comes into that whole coddling thing, because like I said, it gives them an unrealistic view of
sort of
how life happens or adults do things. Like, it's like, oh, my parents never do this. Like,
but I only see it different because of the way it went down. Like, because I'm not throwing shit like that. Like, and that's to me where it's like, that's where I get that. But then when she came and she's just screaming no, I'm like, both of y'all did this wrong. Both of y'all did this wrong. Right. And it's like, you could have told him no. Like, I don't want to hug you. I'm not in a good mood. I don't want to talk. That's fine.
Well,
kids can see that shit.
You know damn well how that happened. He said he walked in there and said, "Give me a hug," and she said no. He's like, "Come on, give me a hug." He called her, and she's like, "No." You know, he didn't take the first no. That's why she said no a bunch of times. And she probably, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. Women know how to push our buttons. She said something to trigger his emotions enough, and instead of swinging on her, he let the frustration out by throwing something probably nowhere near her, just to get the anger out of his body. But what I'm saying is, like, this is still a good, like, you're gonna have to teach your kids how to have you're not gonna agree with everybody. You need to learn how to resolve things, and you have to learn how to deal with adversity when it appears in your life. Like, these are lessons that can be taught.
And the truest thing is, the person that gets under your skin the most is usually your significant other, because they know exactly what will set you the fuck off. So, like, even in that instance, like him throwing something that never happened before, she probably knew exactly what to say.
You do realize that could be an assault charge. That's where it gets tricky. I don't know what kind of kids they have. Does she have boys?
That's a bullshit.
Do they have boys? Because it's like,
she said that he threw something. He did not say that he threw something at her.
Doesn't matter. Like, it can.
So how am I assaulting you if I'm
nobody's in the house? If they call the police, they take what's said, right?
Huh? What was that?
They'll take what is said.
I don't like to make it a race issue, but I think they'll take what's said more believable by things of
usually in the domestic dispute, they're
going to handcuff the husband no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's like, that's where it's tricky. Like, it's so tricky.
Actually, in the domestic disputes, whoever has the marks goes to jail.
If there's no marks, you can still.
It's just a disagreement. If there's no marks, they don't really do much because
you try it, nigga.
I have, motherfucker.
Hell no.
He talks from a place of experience.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've been in that experience too, and there was no marks, and somebody went to jail.
When, Kevin?
I don't. No, I will say this. I don't know if they took him. Hold on.
You just like, wait, this is a new revelation.
Yeah,
wait, hold on. Let me find out you and the man over there squaring up.
Now, in that same token, Kevin, was there witnesses to that whole incident?
Yeah.
Okay. See, if there's witnesses to it, but I'm talking about.
It was like it was nothing like the witnesses. It was like me. I was a kid, like the other kid, my sister. So our shit, they didn't come and talk to us. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
I've been the kid in that situation. I've been when my dad and my mom. It was right before I was supposed to go to school. They got into an argument. I went hid behind the stove. She threw something.
Hide behind the stove.
He's a kid.
She threw something. Cops were called. They handcuffed my dad immediately. But then when they walk him out, they unhandcuff him and just tell him, just take your son. Like, because he explained what was going on. They unhandcuffed him. Then they were like, just take your son to school, But they, automatically were called out because my mom called. They automatically went right towards my dad, like, okay, we're gonna. But then when they realized what happened, they were like, oh, okay, just unhandcuff him, let him take his son to school, like. But yeah, it was the immediate. At that time, it was 1990, 91. So it was.
Yeah, I think it's change because they ain't trying. Like, there's a lot of time to try to deal with this sometimes because too many people have been.
Right. I know the time when I told her the story where I went to jail, it was over that. The cops showed up. She had the mark, so they took me to jail.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, we got into another argument, and she thought.
Where'd you go back?
My shit.
That looked like a deeper side right there. You're like, that's my stuff dead every day.
I do, but first off, I had to take a shower. When you ain't gone to the bathroom in 7 days, one thing you want to do is go.
That must have been smelly.
No, anyways, we got into another argument, and she hit me, scratched me up, ripped my shirt off, and she was like, "I'll call the cops again. They're going to take you right back to jail because you just got out of jail." She called the cops. The cops came, saw me all fucked up, handcuffed her, and took her to jail because she didn't have no marks and I had the marks. So I've lived part of that, and I get what you're talking about. That's why I asked about
bitches, pennies and socks.
Mm-hmm.
So
the thoughts of Mo Lethal on this podcast are Mo Lethal and Mo Lethal alone. We do not condone any sort of domestic violence, abuse.
Man,
we love women here on the Heavyweight
about
Podcast.
3-4 rolls of pitties, put them motherfuckers in some socks.
Again, the thoughts of Mo Lethal or Mo Lethal's alone in this Heavyweight Podcast.
Hit her in the face, though.
Again, the thoughts of Mo Lethal or Mo Lethal's alone. We do not condone any kind of domestic abuse, violence.
I'm not saying domestic abuse. I'm saying this works for both parties.
Mm-hmm. Again, I say the thoughts of Mo Lethal or Mo Lethal alone.
There's room for discord in front of the children.
Or his alone.
Just not the pennies in the
any domestic violence or abuse.
Don't do that in front of the kids. Yes.
But on that story, I do think she overreacted a little. I see some overreacting in there.
Yeah, I don't know what the scenario is.
Because I feel like, I think the only reason why I take that statement that way is that we've never done anything like this in front of them before. So it's like they never seen this type of, but they have to see it.
They may have seen arguments, but not that much of an. It's like
I could have swore she said they never argued in front of them before.
No, she said they never do.
Oh, that bickering.
Yeah. So like for me, that I feel like that's the extreme, because if she's asking, did I overreact? I feel like it's something where she's literally tried to protect them from seeing arguing altogether. And now that it's actually out the bag that they argue, oh my God, did I overreact?
I know around here in my house, we can't even raise our, like, if we get excited and raise our voice too high, she thinks we argue. She's like, please don't argue. Like, we're not even arguing. We're just talking. So I do think like you have to watch it, but you have to let them understand that, hey, we're just discussing. We're going to come to agreement. There's nothing wrong with having a heated discussion.
Yeah.
You're not always going to agree.
That's different to me.
Because I think the fact that he actually tried to hug her and resolve it does show difference. Because I've seen it way different than that. I ain't seen no, let me hug you, let's hug you shit. It turns out way toxic, and that's where it gets.
Hug it to a suplex.
Yeah.
But that comes along with the also, sometimes you got to know when to hold them. Step back. Hey, step back.
Know when to fold them.
He probably didn't need to go hug her immediately. Like, oh, you know what, babe? Let me give you a hug. Like, you just.
Yeah, I just know if I'm turned up, I'm not thinking hugs at all. I just my best course of action is just to get away until I am turned down.
You know that
turned up in the moment is.
You know, there's another thing that struck me kind of where I thought about. They said they got into an argument, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder what their argument was about. Maybe it was something on his side that he's been dealing with, and she just doesn't care. His mental issue or whatever he's going through, and he's trying to talk to her, and she just keeps blowing it off and not dealing with it.
It could be the stress of work.
That's what I was getting at. And
then like she's somewhere like, oh well, get the fuck over it, and you're like, oh, motherfucker, like yeah,
you didn't care about my feelings,
right? And that's exactly what I was thinking about. I was like, damn, if you don't ever have arguments, if you're not really big in an argument, something had to push something. Like you said, a button was pushed somewhere. He could have been stressed about work. Something could have happened, and his feelings just got glossed completely over.
Also, a lot of times we as men, we hold a lot. We keep a lot of shit close to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. Yeah, we try not to come home and put our personal problems off onto the family, whether they're family related or not. We try not to add that more pressure into the household, and sometimes that shit just gets too heavy to carry.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that does have there's a lot of responsibility on our part to be able to kind of let the temperature be known of what's been affecting you over time, because she could have pushed a button she didn't know that she was pushing. And he's literally like, he's tried to
I just don't know. It's tough.
Put it under the rug, and then one day she said the wrong thing, and he's already fucking dealing with the fucking thing that's been bugging him every fucking day. And then she said, and he was like, like.
I'm not just taking homie side on this one. I can't.
I'm not taking it.
I'm saying he might have gone to like that level. Like sometimes there's a level of argument that you can get to where you're like, nigga, the kids don't need to see this shit. Like, and they seem like they got to that, like that nigga said, like, I'm just gonna fuck you up. Like, he got to that.
But I'm not condoning his action. I'm saying
it's not. I'm just saying that argument. Like, I feel like it's that level where she's talking about, where it's like, we've never got to this point in front of the kids. Like, they never got to the point where it's like they didn't control themselves. And like, I can get that. Like, it's like, because I don't want to be at that point in front of my kids. Like, I don't want to be at the point of non-control, like where I can't control myself. Yes, we can argue. We can do all that, but I don't want to be like that. Like,
I agree. I agree with that sentiment. I'm just saying, off of what was stated, she made it seem as if they've never argued in front of the kids.
Well,
that's all
I was reading, and she said we haven't argued like that, like raised our voices like that. And that part to me makes me feel like they were like, that was like that was an argument.
You know, the only thing about that though, I would take into really big consideration is your point might be different than their point. You know what I mean? Like, you thinking it's just big ass situation that happened, and all it literally was something you think it's big, but when you see the situation, you be like, that's what the fuck y'all were arguing about, because it's minor to you, right? The perspective of it. You know, her perspective was probably like,
because for us, argument and all that might be this, and then it might could be some shit where she's like, they've seen argument amongst us, and all she goes is, Timothy, stern voice, you better, that's not going to fly tonight. And they go, oh my, you see how we did that, kids? You see how we came to a conflict resolution? And then all of a sudden Timothy was like, you know what the fuck? And they were like, whoa, Timothy, whoa. And we can't do this in front of the kids. And he's like, I'm fucking sick and tired of this, Cynthia. Okay? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't. It depends on what he threw to. Like, I don't know what that threw.
That was my fine china, goddammit. Like, you know, like...
But I mean, personally, I try to remove myself before I talk too harshly to my wife if my child's around, because I don't want her to think that it's acceptable for people to talk to her that way.
Yeah,
so I have to catch myself sometimes, because I know, like what I was about to say to you. Had I heard somebody say that to my baby, I'll be hitting that nigga in the face.
Yeah.
So I need to. A lot of times I have to. A lot of times, as a father, especially a father with daughters, you have to be that example for your daughter.
I feel like that goes with boys too, though.
Well, yeah, you can't
see that. I mean, like, well, shit, you know, Daddy just let her have it.
I would say this, and I'll be honest about it. My wife always tells me to stop yelling at her. You know, and I'm like, and I'm not yelling at her though.
No, I believe in it.
Oh no! Hey, I'm with you on this one, because my octave just goes a little high.
Thank you. That's all it is.
Passionate about the conversation.
Right.
You can be passionate about what you're talking about, and it comes off to them as yelling, and you're just literally just being passionate about what you have to say.
Right.
Yeah, like,
and then they're like, and she's like, stop yelling at me. I was like, motherfucker, I'll show you yelling.
Well, that's when the yelling does begin. You're like, oh, so you.
No, you're right though, Kevin, because I do that all the time. She's like, stop yelling, but I'm not yelling.
All right.
I'm speaking passionately.
Right.
I said, I ain't called you out your name once. When I start calling you out your name, that's when I'm yelling. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they know that though. That's when they stop yelling at me. You're like.
And sometimes I just want to be like, I just want to prove. I just want to prove it that, like, this is
the difference. Yeah, this is the difference.
Let me show
what the fucking hear what yelling is? This is what the fucking, like, yeah.
No.
Like, since you want to call me out on something, let me fucking show you what, like, yeah.
Well, since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Yeah.
What was this lady's name?
I don't know.
Did she give a name?
I'm
gonna go with Cynthia. You said Cynthia, right?
Cynthia. Timothy and Cynthia.
Hey, we don't know what y'all doing, but sometimes you're gonna argue, and like, just, you know,
just gotta know when to hold them.
Yeah, you gotta know what to do.
Know when to fold them.
Hug them next time. Just hug them.
Just hug them, just to show them that you guys can show conflict resolution.
You can give one of them weak ass hugs too, like the little
the side hug that I give everyone, and then you can
give your wife a side hug.
And when you go behind closed doors, then y'all can hash it out. But just let the kids see the side hug.
Hey, and we all know this. Argument sex is some of the best sex you can have, bro.
Argument sex, or like after argument sex?
You mean the makeup hug?
Fight fucking?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, he talking about hate fucking.
Yeah, hate fucking. When you fuck the hate, like, I can't stand it. You're just giving it to her, but it's an hate thrust.
I don't think I've done there with my wife, because it's like
rearrange insides.
When I'm angry.
But
taking the tokens, the fetish, and you're like, no, I'm really trying to help you.
But we all know
during sex.
A good nut can calm you way the fuck down, though.
Or it can still make you be like, I'm still turned. I'm still turned.
I'm gonna go for a fucking run right now. Wait, it's 2 a.m. Go for a fucking run. Boy, I choke you the fuck. But seriously, we don't condone any kind of domestic violence or abuse on this podcast.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mo talking about bags of fucking pennies and shit. Giving pointers out to me.
But anyway, with that being said, this has been episode 109 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am Stutter McFly. Again, with these three guys, go ahead and state your names one more time.
Hurricane Jack Ellis. Holla at your boy. Batten down the hatches.
It's your boy Mo Lethal the Grouch.
Hey, and they call me Hunter.
Peace out. Like, share, subscribe.
All that shit.
Good. And if you're a female podcaster that's trying to do some podcasting, messages.
Holla.
On the Facebook and Instagram.
And go down to the bank and get you a couple rolls of pennies and keep them in the sock. We love y'all. Till next time.
How you going to do that?
It's a wrap. That's all she wrote, folks. Thanks for tuning in once again. You can check us out on all streaming platforms. Click like, subscribe, leave some comments. You know what I'm saying? Is it Monday yet? Hello. Every Monday you got new episodes, so tune in. Have a blessed one.